welcome back. You're watching BNS in the Stock Game right here on ET Now. I'm Devina Menon.
Hi there, and morning to Devina as well as all of our viewers. It's day 3 of BNSN, the stock game. We've got our experts here live who are going to be playing it out with us. Let's first tell you what the stock game is all about and how exactly it's played. I'm sure you know this by heart, but anyway, the rules are compulsory. It's a notional amount of 5 lakh rupees. We give it to 3 experts. They join in from Monday up until Friday, and they have 4 stocks in their portfolio, only 1 from the F&O space. If there's a sell call coming into the cash market, that stock must be sold off by the end of the session and replaced by a new one for the next day. In addition to that, there's compulsory churns of 2 stocks every single day. And if any target prices are achieved or any stop losses of these stocks are hit, then they also must be replaced by new ones. 2 more days left. Friday at 3:30 p.m. That's when we will announce who will be the winner of BNSN, the stock game. Remember, 2 of our contestants have already been winners. That's Gaurang Shah. Let's introduce all of them then. Gaurang Shah. We've also got with us Rajat, who has previously been a winner, and Sailaf Qazi. He's playing for the first time. Gentlemen, we'll come to you with all of the new picks that you've got for us today. But first, to what happened to their portfolios on Tuesday.
Oh yes, it was quite an interesting session as well to see where they stacked up in terms of their performance yesterday. So pull up their stock picks and their recommendations and we'll run you through them. That was Gaurang Shah on day 2. Mini Nifty is what he had. He had a buy call across the board. So Walk Hard, Yes Bank, Crompton Greaves. You had a target hit on Mini Nifty and a target hit on a Yes Bank. Sailaf Qazi and his portfolio on day 2. He also had a broad-based buy call on his entire portfolio. DLF, HUL, Bank Nifty and Infosys. Target on HUL and Infosys getting hit, a stop loss on Bank Nifty. Rajat, that's his day 2 portfolio. He had Lupin long, Titan long, Edicomp August Futures long, as well as a Bharti Airtel. Bharti, the target got hit, and Educomp, you had the stop loss trigger on that one. So today is a new portfolio, brand new portfolio. Each and every stock will be new for all our 3 experts. Let's go across first to Gaurang to find out what's his new portfolio looking like. Gaurang.
Yes, thanks, Devina. Morning. Gone long on Petronet LNG and TVS Motors. And to balance that long, I have gone short on Nifty futures. And I've gone on a real estate stock, DLF. That stock has shown a little bit of nervousness. So I've picked up 2 longs and 2 shorts.
2 longs and 2 shorts. That's the portfolio for Gaurang. Let's move across to Sailaf. Sailaf, yesterday you did stage quite a comeback and it is working for you today as well. So run us through what the strategy is because there's only one sell call.
Yes, I had a sell call on TCS because the price had a good recovery yesterday. Most of it was the short covering and I thought that maybe 1% or 2 can be seen as a consolidation in the move. And the rest 3 were the bank. One is the ICICI Bank, which is trading around 850, 852. Last 2 days I had seen some consolidation in that and short covering was imminent because yesterday I had a Bank Nifty call, even though later on the day it recovered, but during the day the stop loss got triggered. So banking, I am having a view that short covering is likely. The rest 2, Gale is looking very good around 410 level. So that is one of my picks on the long side. And another one, Unitech, which is consolidating even last 5-6 days around 26 to 27 range. So there I have initiated a long.
All right, so short on TCS, long on ICICI, Unitech and the other one as well. Rajat, you've got a fully long portfolio once again. Yesterday was an entirely long portfolio as well. You've got banking, a banking bench rather, in the portfolio today.
Yeah, I have a special focus on banking today with 2 large cap banking stocks. One, HDFC Bank and Canada Bank August futures I have taken, and both the charts have been looking pretty good. Of course, HDFC Bank not performing to my expectation, and Canada Bank August futures, my feeling is that Canada Bank would see a lot of short covering because the clearing is near. That was the reason I chose these 2, and I've chosen 2 mid-cap stocks, Carrier Point and Birla Corp. Maybe education as a theme I can't live without, and that's the thing that I chose, Carrier Point and Birla Corp in my portfolio, and all are long portfolios because I'm expecting the market to park up and the Nifty not falling below 4875, 4925 to about 4875 is a major support area. That's why I went long on all of the stocks.
Okay, so Rajat's betting on the market to perk up, which is why he's gone long on four of his stocks. Education does remain a theme that he is bullish on since the start. Let's get up those calculator plates then to get a better indication of where our experts stand. Gaurang Shah has been leading and is continuing to do so from today as well. Nifty futures working in his favor. No target prices achieved, no stop losses hit as yet. That's 23,000, a 5% gain on the total portfolio. Sell of Kazi by the end of yesterday was making a gain of close to 5,000 rupees, and things are looking brighter for him today. ICICI Bank in Gale, though, a bit of a tough spot, but 8,000 rupees is what he's currently standing to gain. And finally, on to Rajat Bose. He is seeing a bit of pain for two of his stocks, particularly Career Point and Birla Corp, which have been stopped out. But Canara Bank August futures working in favor. That's a loss of close to 14,000 rupees, which has been intensified from yesterday. But let's go across to the individual stock picks. Gaurang, before I do that, you had Rajat saying that he is expecting a positive momentum in the markets. A 48.75 is the support level that he does place. Is this a view that you would also concur with for the Nifty?
No, I don't think so. In fact, I have taken a sell call on Nifty with a target of about 4865 and a stop loss about 4980. I think with the kind of moves that you've seen over the past 2 days, the momentum on the upside looks to be exhausting close to about 4940, 4950 levels. So I'm of an opinion, and of course since morning you've seen the markets and the indices move in both range, green and red. But now I think as we move closer with the expiry there tomorrow, I am of an opinion that there will be a little bit of nervousness in the market, and I guess with the unwinding on the Nifty futures, you will have the markets drag down. So my target on the Nifty is about 4865, and that's the reason why I've gone short on Nifty.
All right, expecting a downside there on the Nifty. That's why that is one pick in his portfolio. It's a sell call there with a target price of 4865 on the Nifty. It is looking a little bit soft right now, about 0.3% low, but still holding on to 4900 quite convincingly. On to the first stock in Sell of Kazi's portfolio. You've got a sell call coming in today on TCS seller. We've chosen that one and it's done well for you. The target has already been hit.
Last 2 days TCS has been showing a strength, and yesterday it was up around 7%. 1000 is somewhat a level which was holding on for the stock when the stock was resilient around those levels, but when that level was given up last week, the stock had fell very sharply. Normally those were the levels where the people who got stuck, they will come to sell, and that's why I was anticipating some selling at a higher levels, and I decided to choose to go short on the stock. But medium to long term, definitely 950, if the stock is able to hold on to, we will see some higher levels in the coming series.
All right, that is TCS, a target of 966, which has been achieved for Sell of Kazi. Remember, the weakness in the IT basket is pretty pronounced for the entire month of August, and the pain still continues once again. So TCS and all the larger IT names are the ones that are really under pressure. Stop loss doesn't matter now because the target's already been achieved. On to the first stock, and that's an HDFC Bank that Rajat has pulled out. He's got a buy call on this one, and remember, everyone has been taking a call on banking, even Bank Nifty for that matter. There were opinions that you can go long Bank Nifty considering the vast difference in terms of Nifty and Bank Nifty performance. Considering that they're fairly correlated, Bank Nifty has pretty much gone the other way. So there was a possibility of selling the Nifty and buying the Bank Nifty, Rajat. That was a pair strategy that we had been hearing about. You've gone long on an HDFC Bank.
Yeah, I've gone long on HDFC Bank because yesterday HDFC Bank seems to have recovered from much lower levels, and the kind of position that you saw, that was a hammer line on candlestick chart, and chances are that HDFC Bank would show some recovery. That was my expectation. Of course, as yet it hasn't shown any of that anticipated momentum, but going forward it can, because it is one of the strongest banking counters in the market, and probably it would move up. See, what is happening at the moment is that the kind of volatility that you see the other day, when on the very first day when I chose Hindalco, initially it stopped out, and then the target that I set for it, it got hit on the upside. So this kind of a thing can well happen in this market, but HDFC Bank remains a buy, at least for the short term. That's why I chose this stock.
All right, a good buy for the short term. That's what Rajat is saying. 0.5% down in today's session. TVS Motor from the auto pack, Gaurang, is what you've picked. But given also the fact that, now the interest rate cycle is close to peaking out, is your view on the entire auto sector positive?
Quite positive from a medium to long term, and amongst the four-wheeler pack, our top pick is Maruti and then is M&M. Amongst the four-wheeler, it is Maruti and M&M, and amongst the two-wheeler, our top pick will be first of all Bajaj Auto, because Hero Honda has seen a good amount of run-up, and amongst the smaller, lesser-known names, TVS Motors, I think this stock has seen good consolidation at about 50-52. That's why I initiated a buy with a stop loss about 52 and a target of 57, and of course in the next month credit policy that we will witness, we do anticipate a hike of about 0.25 on the interest rate from by the RBI, but that could be the last one that we'll see, and then we expect the RBI to pause. So this is a good time to possibly consolidate two-wheeler, four-wheeler stocks.
All right, that's the word coming in on a TVS Motor, currently down by close to 0.7%. ICICI Bank sell-off. We've been talking about this entire theme of banking stocks playing out, and you've placed a target on this counter of 868.
See, banking stocks have been recovering in last 2 days. I have been choosing a banking stock on the last 2 days also, even though both of the days I got stopped out in the initial morning volatility. But at the end of the day, Axis Bank or even yesterday Bank Nifty also closed up with around 1% gain. Today also I have chosen ICICI Bank. Last 2 days it has not been able to recover, but F&O space we were witnessing some amount of short covering towards the close yesterday, and today I expect some amount of short covering to continue in the counter, considering expiry is tomorrow. Even if volatility may have a 0.5% 1% up or down, but around 840, 850 levels if the stock holds on, definitely we will see around 3 to 4% gain in next 2 or 3 days.
All right, that is Salaf Qazi's pick. Banking stock yet again. ICICI Bank is what he selected. Yet again a buy call there. But unfortunately, stop loss has been hit on that one for Salaf. On to Rajat, and we were talking about his incline towards education-related stocks. Earlier on, we used to talk about Educomp a whole lot, Rajat. That used to be a focal point of discussion. Right now, you've chosen a career point in your portfolio. Why do you like this one?
Career point, I believe the downside is more or less through, and I'm not expecting it to breach, say, 250, 260 kind of support area. On the other hand, there is a good possibility that career point might actually move up from here, and at least you will see a price of 340 to 350 kind of levels over the medium term. So career point, to my mind, is a good stock at these levels, because all that you needed to see on the downside is mostly through in this stock, because these education stocks have been battered and bruised, and now probably you can actually expect some kind of a park up in that. It got the stop loss got hit because it's a very thinly traded stock. So if I kept a very short stop, stop with a very small latitude, so it could have hit, and that's what has happened. But then unfortunately, it can still move up from here, and I have to just see that it's going up like that. I mean, I'm quite bullish on education stocks at current levels.
All right, despite the stop loss being triggered, Rajat maintains that the downside is over for a career point in most of these education stocks, and you can expect a perk up in the medium term. Down by close to 1.5%, 277 is where the counter is presently trading at. We'll pull up the calculator plate before we go into break to get you a perspective as to where your favorite expert stands at this point in time. Gaurang Shah seeing good gains coming in for the Nifty futures, and since these gains are being calculated from day one, it's a total of 24,000 rupees. On to Salaf Qazi, 2 target prices have been hit, 1 stop loss has been hit on an ICICI Bank. Unitech and TCS is what he's making good money on. So that's a total of about 8,500 rupees, a 1.5% gain on the total portfolio. Rajat Bose is seeing losses on first 3 of his stocks. The stop losses have been hit on Korea as well as Birla. Can Bank is doing the work for him. So that's a 3% loss on the overall portfolio of close to 14,000 rupees. All right, we'll take a quick break on that note. Remember, we will be discussing the 6 remaining stocks of each of our experts, so do come back.
Oh yes, and before that, a quick reminder to all our viewers, you can also send us your individual stock queries right here on Buy Now, Sell Now. You've got an email address which is bnsn@evnow.tv. You can SMS us on 58888 as well as call us, be live on the show with us by calling into...
Hi there, welcome back. Still tuned into Buy Now, Sell Now. We're playing the stock game with our 3 experts live. We've discussed 6 picks and now we're going to discuss the rest of them. Petronet LNG, that's what you've got in your portfolio. Gaurang, you do have this, the continuous upside that we've been seeing for the stock, and that's really not abating. Most of the institutional investors are also confirming that this is a buy on dips. What's the long-term trend? Because the charts are very upbeat.
Well, first, as a disclosure, we do have a buy coverage on Petronet LNG, and I think from medium to long term, you could see targets about 220 plus. And I think the numbers that company came out with was far much better than what the street was expecting. And as an alternative fuel, I think the gas consumption story is definitely going to be very, very intact. The fact that you've seen 52-week lows on the Nifty and this particular stock is making a new 52-week high, I think this speaks for the strength and the amount of buying interest that comes into it. Bought Petronet LNG with a target of about 192 and my stop loss is about 176.
All right, Petronet LNG, that's a buy call there given by Gaurang, a target of 192 and a stop loss of 176 is what he's kept on that one. On to the next pick from Sailav's portfolio. It's from the real estate basket, which has pretty much done well for itself today. In fact, the target has been hit as well. Should pull up a Unitech for you. While a lot of discussion has been revolving around DLF, it will be good to focus on this one as well. And pull out a 7-day graph of a Unitech, a 1-day chart, as well as what it's been doing over the last 1 month. Remember, real estate as a pack has also been beaten quite badly out of shape. Over the last 7 days, the stock has gone down almost 8.5%. Heavy selling, bringing it into an oversold territory. The entire real estate basket, 26.5% already shaved off in a matter of 1 odd month. Sailav, you've chosen this one, and rightly so. For today at least, the target has been hit. But what's the overall outlook on this one, maybe from a medium-term horizon?
See, from medium-term perspective, we have to see how the interest rate cycle plays out, and where I share a view that towards the end of the calendar year, we will see the inflation trending down, and maybe RBI's rate hike cycle also peak out by this the next credit policy. But the main thing what we have been witnessing, and our research also has a buy call on DLF, that real estate pack, even though the earnings have been coming down, but their quality of earnings have somewhat been improving because their focus on debt reduction has been there and constantly working on that, even though lot of negatives are already there in, I think, Unitech, because lot of their promoters are already inside the bars and lot of investigation. But 25-26 levels is where the counter has been holding on. Lot of negatives are already there. Maybe with a medium term perspective, some amount of risk taking should be taken in this stock, because 25 to 30% upside is very much imminent, even if slight hint of rate cycle picking out.
Okay, so if the rate cycle picks up, you do have a 25 to 30% upside, and this sector has been in the limelight on the downside, but good going there, sell-off, given that the target price on this counter has been achieved. What seems to be the saving grace is its focus on reducing debt. Very quiet in today's session. Birla Corp, I'm a little curious, Rajat, as to why you've chosen this counter, because on the charts it is below its 50 as well as its 200 daily moving average. You do have it a very illiquid counter, and the stop loss has been hit.
First of all, regarding the stop loss, I would say that had I been trading in real life, the stop loss would not have been hit, because at 920 only 50 shares got traded at that price, and after that you have never seen a price below 924. And so it's unfortunate that it's in this virtual world that the stop loss has been hit for even a 500 share position, but in real life only 50 shares got traded. Call it an anomaly in the rule or whatever, but the stop loss, I accept that the stop loss has been hit. Now, to answer your second question, yes, if you notice this 50-day moving average or say 200-day moving average, they have been pretty flat since December. And the downside in Birla Corp is more or less through by March, when there was a low at 281, and again there was a retest of that low at 277 in the month of August. So this is actually sort of forming a double bottom, and once this moving averages across, then there would be a good buying opportunity here. All I tried to do was that the oscillator showing the maximum reading, the 14 RSI oscillator showing maximum reading, and yesterday it closed near the day's high. So technically it was a buy, and in real life, if anybody traded Birla Corp, they have not been stopped out of the position of 500. Unfortunate for me, anyway, I accept it.
Okay, that's the word coming on Birla Corp. We've been talking about how the counter is fairly quiet, but nonetheless, Rajat both saying that he is bullish on the counter, 329 on last count. The real estate space has been in focus, Gaurang. You had Selav who picked out a Unitech, and he believes that all of these, all of the negative factors have been priced into the stock and that there can be a potential upside. Is this a thought that you would concur with for the real estate pack? Because you've got a sell call on it.
Well, I think it depends upon stock-specific ideas and thoughts. In fact, it's not very long ago. You've seen DLF trading at around about 240, 245, and you've seen the kind of sell-off and carnage that the stock has seen and witnessed a new 52-week low. From a short to medium term, Avan, as a brokerage house, we believe that there is going to be still more pain than gain in the real estate pack. However, from a long-term point of view, I think if you need to be stock-specific, there are fundamentally well-managed companies with less of debt or cash surplus, and with that perspective, we as a brokerage house, Geojit BNP Paribas, are positive from a long-term time horizon on the entire real estate pack. But from a short to medium term, I think if one is expecting another hike in the interest rates, I think it's going to directly impact the interest sensitive, especially real estate, which is starving of working capital, and the projects are getting delayed. The number of queries which are turning into actual sale for commercial or real estate residential property has gone down drastically. And the fact is that one is also expecting a little bit of correction in both these commercial as well as residential properties. So we believe that there's going to be a little bit more downside on the real estate pack on stock specific names.
That's the other real estate stock there, but an opposite call there, DLF, a sell call coming in from Gaurang. While both of them have given their own opinion about real estate stocks, Rajat, what's your own sense about this particular sector? And if at all any stock, maybe even the mid-cap real estate basket calls for a sell right now?
See, I would broadly concur with Gaurang, whatever he has said, that over the longer term, these stocks have been battered pretty badly, and they might actually perk up if the market were to take a reverse swing on the upside. And also, we have somewhat a consensus that the interest rate cycle is peaking out. So at these junctures, these stocks have become pariah stocks, yes, but then there you get good opportunities at least over the medium to long term. But then in real estate stocks, you need to be pretty choosy. I would have liked say maybe DLF or HDIL. Unitex also it might perk up, but I am not so positive on that, because it tends to get beset with lots of problems from many sides. So that's the reason I wouldn't go for Unitech as such. But overall, real estate may not be all that bad. Just as I said, that after you have hammered a stock or a sector to no ends, then at some point in time they become good investment opportunities. In 2010, the same thing happened for telecom stocks, and when I purchased Bharti around 280, that was a good stock, but then hardly there were any takers. But today everybody is gunning for the telecom stocks. Similarly, say oil marketing companies, I believe they present phenomenally good investment opportunities.
All right. That is the call coming in on real estate as well as some of the other stocks. L&T winning an order worth 1340 crore rupees. Should pull up the stock for you to see if there is any kind of a reaction. This is in the recent past, a number of orders have been won by L&T, and this is one amongst them yet again, about 1340. No reaction as of now, just about flat in trade, 0.2% higher, 1594 is where it's trading at. Sale, I've come back to you. Your last and final stock is GAIL from the oil and gas pack. You've placed out a target of 417.5 on this one.
GAIL has been witnessing a consistent selling in last couple of trading sessions. It hit yesterday the 52-week lows almost around 410. We have somewhat positive view from the research angle, and short term also short covering is imminent in the stock. The subsidy burden, because the crude prices have reached, will be lower for the stock. The medium term outlook remains positive. The last quarter results were good. Maybe some large investor would be exiting and has caused this pain. Around 400 medium term perspective, this looks very attractive bet. For trading perspective, with a stop loss of 408, 409, one can look at, and 4 to 5% returns are expected in next couple of trading sessions.
Okay, that's the pick from the oil and gas pack. Gail, very quiet in today's session. The stock that's working in your favor, Rajat, is the Canara Bank August Futures. Has been taking quite a bit of support at those 410 levels. What are the technical oscillators suggesting for the same?
The technical oscillators are suggesting that Canara Bank might actually move up to something like 450 odd levels, and that is a short-term projection for Canara Bank. And this kind of throwback corrective rally is expected in a number of banking counters, including Canara Bank. And Canara Bank in the early part of the day had been doing pretty well, but now more or less around yesterday's closing levels. But I expect since on the intraday chart, both on the hourly chart and the 5-minute chart, it is suggesting that there is a possibility that it would take good support around 427 or so, and from there a bounce back to retest the day's high or even higher could be reached, because my target for the day is something like 438, and I kept a target of 447 for this stock in today's game for the simple reason, if it does well, I would like to carry this stock forward.
Okay, Rajat bullish on a Canara Bank, would like to carry the stock forward. He's even kept an upside target of 447 with a stop at 421. That's the calculator played one final time on BNSN, the stock game. Gaurang Shah continuing to lead the way, although he is making losses on 3 of his counters. The profits are being calculated from day one. That's a 5% gain. 25,000 rupees is what he stands to gain at this point in time. Sell of Kazi stopped out on 1 counter, target price hit on 2 of them, and all in all he is making a smart gain of close to 8,000 rupees. That is of course from the kind of gains that he has been making from yesterday, so it's only been going higher. And Rajat boasts it's pain across the board, though he was making a marginal gain on a Can Bank, but now losing out on that counter as well. It's a 3% loss on the total portfolio. That's 17,000 rupees shaved off. But remember, Rajat Bose last time surprised us and went on to win the stock game in just a matter of 2 or 3 days. So we'll have